Welcome to the Local
724 podcast.
in 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Local. Today, we have one of my best buddies, Julie Marckisotto. She is the owner of Pittsburgh Makeup. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really good.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited to have you in here. It's fun.
Yes, it's awesome. I love it. I've been waiting to see it. It looks great.
I know. I've been waiting to have you in here for a long time to talk about your business because you were pretty instrumental in, kind of giving me the, advice and, the kind of light the fire under my ass to go out and kind of go after what I wanted to do.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about Pittsburgh Makeup? What do you do?
Okay, so I am a makeup artist. I feel like I have a lot of different hats. I do weddings. I do a lot of commercial work. Just really, my goal is to help women with their makeup. So if someone needs a lesson, I love doing lessons at the studio. So I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of different areas that I like to branch out in. I've had my own business for almost 15 years now. I have a studio right up the street from you, as you've seen.
Yep.
So it's really hard to kind of sum it up because I feel like I really kind of get myself out there, put myself out in a lot of different areas.
You really do.
Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff.
I get bored, so I like to have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So a little bit of background. Julie and I met at American Eagle whenever I started. I was there for my orientation, and it was just kind of like thrown right into the fire. Yes. I was just like, okay, where am I going? And they were like, go across the street up to the second floor, and somebody will meet you there. And when I got there, I was like right onto set. We were in the middle of a shoot, and I was kind of like nervous because I was like, oh God, like how many strong personalities are like on set. Like absolutely. I know video guys, I know photographers, and some of them are not nice.
Right.
So
totally. I
get in there, and Julie comes over and she's like, hi, nice to meet you. My name's Julie. And I was just like, oh my God. Okay. One nice person. Thank you. And then like Ryan Abel, who was on this podcast back in, I think episode 7, he was there on set, and then everybody, little Rachel Beck, and Sarah Lamantia was there.
Yeah, she was. I remember that like it was yesterday.
It was good.
I know how it feels to be the new person. So anytime I see someone new come into anything, I try to make them feel comfortable. And so I saw that you were just like new, and I'm like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I was just kind of like, I was worried because I mean, like some guys, like, on set, some photographers and video guys, they can be real dicks.
Sure.
And it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, we won't name any names, but
right.
yeah, we had one that day.
Yeah. Ryan, thank God he was there.
Yes.
That dude, I think he made me really enjoy that job more than just like anything,
Yeah,
like
you both were awesome to work totally together with.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was so much fun. And then like, once we got that whole crew just kind of like solidified who we were and we worked together all the time. It was like,
it's like the good old days, actually.
It really was.
Back, yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was fun to work with you guys. And like, even though, I kind of had my issues with, like the business side of that. Mm-hmm. I looked forward every day to coming in and like seeing you guys and hanging out with you guys and like playing with cameras. I mean, that's
fun.
My shit.
Yeah, totally. And you were always really good. Like if you like the way I did something, Julie, her hair looks really good. And like, I love that. I love that positive feedback. I'm like a word person. So
it's awesome.
I like to hear,
It really does. Like, it's just positive reinforcement.
Mm-hmm, totally.
It's good. And that was what, like Ryan, I think I tried to tell him on air, like how good of a manager he was. I called him a boss, and he was like, don't fucking call me a boss.
Right.
And I was like, okay, manager. But that was good because like he would give you so much feedback, and it might not all be positive, but 90% of it was positive.
Right.
So that when he did give you some like, constructive criticism, then it was just like you were more than willing to take it and then fix it and make him happy.
Yeah.
So that was always
those
good.
Days.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. I mean, you still work there.
I do. I've been there since 2013. So I'm going on 7 years, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually just saw, I'm not sure if you know Elliot Acevedo, but
Yeah.
he was freelancing the
Another
other
filmmaker.
day. Yeah, he was there just Thursday, and he was like, holy shit, you're still here. Can I say shit? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
He was like, you're still here. And I'm like, I know, I'm like the lone survivor in this room, but
Yeah.
I love it. It's just, I love being around like the young folk because I'm obviously, I'm in my 40s. So I like to see what's going on, what's happening. I feel like everybody keeps me young there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just great. I love when someone's in my chair, making them feel like it's just them right there,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really think I'm not just in the makeup business. I'm in the people business. So I like to make everybody feel really welcome. And, we're working with executives sometimes, and this and that. So yeah, it's really cool. Every day is different, which is nice.
That is the really cool thing about like kind of what we do, like in the creative field,
Right.
Is just like every day is different. And, even though you might be doing some of the same content day in and day out,
Sure.
There are different situations that arise. Maybe you're doing a set change, maybe you're working with different models that
Yeah.
day or something.
Right.
And, things are different and it's real fun.
Right,
So,
right. At first, when I started my own business, I thought, this is crazy because you're used to having a job at the same place all the time. And you're like, get to know everybody. But when you freelance, it's like a new job almost every time. So that's why I appreciate AE. It's because I feel like that's like my little family outside of my family now. And I feel like it's like, even though I freelance, I feel like I do work there. So it's nice to see those same people all the time. 'Cause
I mean,
at weddings, it's always different.
You're a permanent fixture there.
I am.
It's like, what do they call that? Permalance.
Yeah, permalance. For sure. I mean, they give me a badge, so that's good enough.
Yeah. So it's, you work with the people, you get close to your crew and stuff. And like, I mean, I was very honored to have all of you come to Jess and I's reception.
So fun.
It was amazing to have you guys all here that, even the guys from Pittsburgh down there took the trip up here to Greensburg.
I said, see, now you know my commute now.
Right.
Holy crap, you drive really far. I'm like,
right,
yes,
exactly.
It was kind of nice that happened.
Yeah, that is nice because then they can at least appreciate, what we had to do at 4 o'clock in the morning to get there on time.
6 a.m. call times. We have one this coming week. So yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. So when did you get into makeup? How did that all start?
So I went to beauty school right out of high school, 1991. I always would really be interested in makeup and hair. My friends would come over and I just would say, okay, let's do a photo shoot. And I'd do their makeup and hair and take their photo at like 10 years old. So I was always really interested, even though I wasn't really girly when I was little, I was more of a tomboy. I just always was interested in like the transformation of a person and like, not that I wanted to change somebody, but just like improve on what they had. So, I went to beauty school right out of high school, knew what I wanted to do, got a scholarship.
Nice.
So right out of there, I just kind of explored different avenues. Like I said, there's so many ways you could go in this industry. So went into into department stores, did that for years, did salons for years, and then just got to a point where I'm like, okay, I have enough experience. I want to do this on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's an important climax to hit for almost anybody, I think.
Right.
Especially in the creative field. You have your people, your folks that like work in, offices and stuff. And, that's their thing. That's what they do. They really know how to work that angle of their life and the way, that you work.
Right. Right.
But, for creative folks, it's weird. We get agitated. It's like being like, chained to a desk or trapped in a box or something like that. And, once you go and you finally feel supported enough to make that leap to get into it, then it's awesome. Then it's kind of like your turn to do that. And
I always say, I wish I would have did this at this age and, in my 20s, but my husband's always like, well, you're in a different place now. You're, you needed that experience. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, like I've said that during this show to multiple people, like, I wish I did it in my 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Right.
I just wasn't ready. Like, I mean, you know, I always wanted to party and I wanted to hang out, and I wasn't
even
thinking.
when I first met you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Before Jess,
Yep.
pre-Jess.
Pre-Jess, Jordan was a
Yes.
party animal.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd come into set probably, I don't know, I might have slept for a few hours
Right.
the night before, and you know, would be sitting there working and stuff. God, I probably smelled like a brewery at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No comment.
Oh boy. But yeah, I mean, it just, you know, I wasn't ready at that time, you know. It
Yep,
was just
totally.
something that
You had to get it out of your system.
yeah, go out, party, hang out with my friends, do all of that stuff. And now it seems like, you know, I really just want to focus in on like doing everything that maybe I missed out on
Right.
in my late 20s and things like that, and
Right.
in early 30s.
Yes.
But yeah, it's real awesome. There definitely is a time, I think, when you figure that out.
Sure.
And it's not the same for everybody. You know, I didn't really feel comfortable doing it until I think I left AE when I was, I think 34
Okay.
or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
what's like a really good, honest piece of advice that you would give somebody like who wants to jump ship and start their own business?
Yeah. So I actually do get like a lot of emails from people that might follow me on Instagram, or, you know, a lot of younger aspiring makeup artists, and they want to know, how do I get started? How do I get to where you are? And I just say, like, put your time in, you know, be genuine, the relationships that you do make. Like, one thing that I pride myself on is I'm very loyal. Like, if someone helps me along the way, I'm not going to forget that person. I'm always going to look back and think, wow, they really put themselves out there. They gave me a chance. And just make those connections, be genuine about it. You know, you're not trying to just make those connections just so you can use them to, you know, get it to a higher level.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and just, I mean, like with me, I started in the department stores, and I just learned how to work with a lot of different faces and a lot of people in a timely fashion, because it's a faster paced environment. So I always say, start in the department stores, work your way up, but it's not easy. It didn't just happen.
Right.
You know, I put a lot of time into it. When I first started weddings, I would go knock on salons' doors and just introduce myself. I went into bridal boutiques, introduced myself, because the internet was just kind of new when I first really started to put myself out there. So now it's just, you know, it's insane how many makeup artists there are. So it is a little bit harder to get started, I feel like. So I always love to take people under my wing too and help them. I do the lessons for artists that can come in and learn different techniques, because you don't really learn a lot in beauty school. It's really about getting out there. So just, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but it's just be a genuine, loyal person, and you'll get there. And it's a lot of hard work, but you know, put the time in.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. It's, you know, you are definitely a people person.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
like there's many people that I've worked with throughout my life who were very nice and stuff like that, but I'm not in contact with those people anymore.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when I met you and Ryan and things like I met, and like Rachel and Alexa and Ross and all those, that whole crew, I feel like I have like lifelong friends because of just like the type of people that you guys are. And
Thank you. I
know,
appreciate that.
oh
I
my
feel
God,
the same
yeah.
way about you.
It's like, I feel like, you know, you guys get me out of my shell a lot. You know, sometimes I'm like kind of like in my own head, and I'm just like,
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
real kind of quiet and just
I
like
mean, I do the
standoffish.
same
and I'm
thing
just
too.
like, "Rah."
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it gets like that, but then, you know, you start to develop your friendships and your relationships with like this group of people that you
Right.
depend on every single day.
Right.
And, you know, it's awesome. It's
Right.
like going in and just like hanging out with your friends.
Right,
And you're getting paid
exactly.
for it.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, I
the
know.
coolest thing ever.
I often think that. I'm like, wow, like I really love my job. Like, it's always, like we said, it's always different, but working with the same people, you get to really know everybody. Even the people that come in every week to film, you know, I miss them when they kind of move on.
Yeah.
We've had our same.
That was tough.
I do. I like think back and I'm like, oh, I really miss him, or I really miss her.
Yeah.
You know, and I have everybody in my phone. I look back and I'm like, oh.
I remember like, we would have like, you know, a certain set of models for, you know, talent for a couple months straight.
Sure, yeah.
And then like, they would look for, a new look or something like that, or somebody that fit the clothes better for the next season. And then it would just be like, oh man, I really miss that guy or girl or whoever.
But like you said, I do try to keep in touch with the people that really made an impact. And, Instagram makes it easier, and social media, to kind of keep an eye on everybody, what they're doing. I mean, there's models that have moved to New York, like our little Bella that we love, and I'm just I'll send them little messages like, good job, I love what you're doing,
Yeah, she was awesome. She was just like, she was really cool. And she was living in Pittsburgh whenever we met her, and then she was like, hey, I think I'm moving to New York, and then that actually happened. And now you see her
like crazy.
She's going on these humongous shoots and stuff. So it's really cool to see people progress like that.
Sure. At a young age too. Like I look back and I'm like, gosh, I don't know if I was like in my younger 20s, not even 20, some of these kids, like if I had enough confidence to move to a whole new city, jump on a plane, like I give them credit. That's a big leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've done, like beyond like American Eagle and stuff and weddings and things. You've done so much other stuff.
I've done like over 700 weddings, I think.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I went back in my planner, like, because I keep everything. I'm like a hoarder when it comes to work stuff. And I like started to just like kind of count. I think Jenny Altman was the one that was like, how many weddings have you done? And I was like, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's getting up there. But
that's somebody that I miss tremendously.
I miss Jenny Altman so much. Jenny, I love you so much.
She is like one of the coolest people that I've ever met in my entire life.
Genuine person. Yeah.
Right?
She loved both of us.
I know. And I'm like so happy that was the case, because you could, now this is a very extremely successful woman.
So successful. Worked with Oprah, worked with everybody.
Cameron Diaz.
Right.
All of this stuff. And, she works and lives like in New York and New Jersey and stuff. And she's like right in the epicenter of like the biggest city in the world. And she still has the time to message us every once in a while and just say like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, no,
it's
totally.
fucking bonkers.
I mean, every Christmas I get an email from her. I mean, she was even like, you can stay at my house in New York if you ever need a place to stay. I'm like, who says that?
Right?
Like, she's just awesome.
She's incredible. I'm redoing my website right now, and I just put a video that we did with her on there.
Sweet.
And I was just like,
check that out.
I was looking at it and I was like, oh man, I miss her a lot.
I know. We should go and see her one day.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But where were we before I jumped on the Jenny train?
Yeah, and just doing
the weddings.
Things,
the 700 weddings.
Yeah. So when I first started too, I wasn't really geared into doing commercial stuff 100%. I was really just doing it. I thought, if I can get 2 weddings a month, I'll be happy. I just kind of did it to, on a whim. I'm going to try this out. And it started to snowball. My husband said to me, well, wouldn't it be cool if like NFL Network called you and you started doing stuff with them? I'm like, honey, that's not going to happen. 2 weeks later, I get an email from NFL Network. I thought it was like, he was somehow punking me. And I was like, is this for real? And it just started snowballing. So I started doing more, I did Discovery Channel, I did NFL and this and that. And I'm like, this is so cool. And I really started to get more of like in touch with that whole commercial side that it was just really interesting to me to be on a set and to see how it all worked. And, it was very cool. So that's kind of where I am now. I like to keep doing the weddings, but I like to have a little bit of everything because I just feel like I don't get bored like that. My goal for this year is to do 25 weddings. I think I'm at 24 right now. So I'm just going to, kind of do a little bit less. I mean, I was doing 70 a year when I first started. I was insane.
God.
I would do 4 a weekend. So my little body now at my age can't handle that. So I like to just do things that are, happy and easy and fun and keep in the loop with the weddings because it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But it's still so fun. I would never not want to do them because it's like their most important day, but it's a lot of pressure. You need to make someone look perfect. And those photographers, as you know, they're right in their face, getting close-ups.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm going to start bringing a magnifying glass. I am, because there's a makeup artist that does that on YouTube. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
There you go.
Because I'm just like, sometimes I feel like my glass is like needing to be stronger so I could get so tight into there and see. Yeah.
Whatever works. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
I don't think people understand, in that industry, and I feel it like running a camera some days, but you're on your feet
Yes.
all day. I
Yeah,
mean, like,
it's
that's
hard.
gotta hurt.
Yeah, the weddings it's a little bit different because you don't really sit at all. I mean, I don't even eat. I'm just like focused. My game
Right.
face is on. If there's 10 girls, it's like my goal to get everybody out on time. And I'm so focused. And I always tell the bride, like, listen, the wedding day, I'm not mad at you. I'm just like really want to do a good job, and get everybody out. And I'm friendly, but it's like my game face is definitely on.
Oh,
on
yeah.
wedding days. It's like, okay, let's go. If they're talking too much and we got to get them moving in the chair.
Absolutely.
So and you're on your feet, you're on the same spot for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I get home, I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
So we're going to get a hot tub so I can like relax.
That's awesome. I mean, I know whenever I was doing weddings, I would come home and it would, it's late Saturday night.
Especially you guys with
Just,
photos.
carrying cameras up on our shoulders and stuff. And it just, the next day on a Sunday, I would literally have to tell Jess, like, don't plan anything.
Yes, totally.
Because like you get what I call like the wedding hangover.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I'm not talking about like drinking or doing anything.
Yeah.
Your body is so beyond sore and beat, and like
Yes.
mentally you're drained.
Yes,
And
it's a mental thing too,
Yeah.
because I have my glasses on, I'm focused, my eyes are focusing. It's all like small details. It's making that person feel like the most beautiful they ever have. And
Yeah.
a lot of different personalities. And so I kind of get in my car. I don't call anybody. Sometimes I don't even listen to music.
I've
I
been
just
there.
drive
It's
home
weird.
and enjoy the silence.
Yeah.
And, people that know me know, like, I'm not going to be that person that goes out after a wedding on like a Saturday
used
night.
to, yeah.
I just go home, I unwind. I hardly ever make plans after wedding days just because I'm spent,
Yep.
my body and my mind. I just like to kind of go home and relax and Netflix or,
Yeah. It's nice. I mean, like I used to, like some of my buddies, I know a lot of guys who do like weddings and stuff like that. So if we were both out at different weddings and stuff, and we'd be like, hey, what time are you done? What time are you done?
Wow.
Let's meet up at Toad's and grab a beer or something like that afterwards. And, we'd do that. But, it's tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that night you might be okay, but that next morning, oh my
yeah.
God, your
Oh,
whole
I know.
body is just,
Yeah, I feel like that too on Sundays. I'm like, oh my gosh, should I get hit by a truck? Like, what
Yeah.
happened to me? But it's like my arms are up for 5 hours.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't ever rest them. So they're always going. I try to switch my arms and my hands a lot. So just
Yeah.
the same side doesn't get sore because I'm ambidextrous.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean, it is definitely physical. That's hence why I do a little bit less as the years go on.
Yeah, I mean, but 24 or 25 weddings.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
that's a lot.
Yeah,
that
and
is a lot.
Yeah, and
So, that's cool.
I've managed to be a little bit like, if I have a bigger wedding party, I don't just try to do it all myself. I like to take more time now with each person too.
Yeah.
I think it's just more of like a nicer service if I'm not rushing through everybody. So if there's 8 people, I have someone come. My girl Bree, she's amazing. Another girl Shannon, I use a lot. They're both so talented. I'll have them do 4. I do 4.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or yeah, if it's 10, 5 and 5, and it gives them the business. It's it works for everybody, and I'm not there as long either because I
Yeah.
don't think the bride wants me there for 6 hours anyway. So
Right.
it all works out. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, like doing the, hiring other people to come in and
Sure.
help you out. I mean, it's very important. I remember when I first started doing weddings, it was kind of, or events or anything like that. It was kind of that thing where I was like, I want to make all of this money. Like
Right.
that was kind of like
Totally.
the big thing.
Yeah.
And, I just, as the years went on, I was just like, you know what? Maybe if I get like a second shooter or something like
Yeah,
that.
we've
And I would
talked
do that. Oh my God.
What a
Those
difference.
days were so much like
Yeah.
easier. And I could kind of like, not like kick back and relax or anything, but like I wasn't running like an idiot all day
Totally.
long, like running from one end of the place to the other, just like sweating and
Right.
changing lenses on the fly and stuff like that.
And it just makes it more fun. I mean,
Yeah.
me,
I could
especially
enjoy
with-
myself.
Exactly. Especially with Bree, we both We just really genuinely love working together. What do you got? Oh, that's new. Let me try that palette. And Julie, look at this. Bree, look at this. Like, we just vibe off of each other really well, and it's just more fun. I look forward to those ones that I have another person with me that I can do that with. And if I forgot one little thing, no one ever would notice, but I'm like, oh, I forgot that. I really like that. She'll have it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So it works out.
That's the thing. It's like that crew mentality we were talking about. You get excited to see the people that you're working with and, hear about what they're up to and this and that. So
yes, totally.
It's pretty cool. But you were talking about the NFL Network. What was that like?
It was really amazing. It's live TV, so it's a whole different beast. You're trying to get somebody ready in 45 minutes with a little bit more fuller makeup for TV, lashes, I did their hair too, help them with styling. Like if they needed a little tweak with, the clip in the back to make it look a little, so it was a lot of hats that I wore for that in a short period of time to get them ready for live TV. So it was a little more like a stressful thing,
right?
But I loved it. It was just intense.
Yeah.
for the beginning of my career, like I feel like now it's like, wow, I really started like more intense and I've trickled down to like a more of a chill vibe. Yeah. But
well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Good. It is good. I was doing at the time. I probably worked with them for 4 years. So at the time,
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, AE started kind of calling me too. So I kind of just transitioned out of. It was a little bit later nights with them and stuff like that. So AE just was like a really nice fit to kind of be there more. It was very interesting. I look back and I'm like, wow, that was a cool time. But
right?
It's
I mean, being on the field and stuff. You got to meet.
Yes, yeah,
like,
I got to I think Art Rooney drove me to my car one time because it was pouring out.
That is awesome.
I just had, I'd sit, and it was a cool time because it was like Ben, it was Ben's still there, but Palomalu, Hines Ward, all those guys. So I'd see them. That's
the dream team right there. Randall.
Yeah, my friend Vanessa, you know her. She was like, you are a Steeler at this point because I was at that Steelers facility every single day. She'd be like, are you at the Steelers? I'm like, yeah, I'm there.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of the cool media guys too. Jerry Dulac, who I love. He is such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a radio guy. Ed, I can't think of Bouchette.
Okay.
I met him, Bob Papiani, all those guys. Because I was
that's awesome.
I was in the media room, so I got to meet all them. And that's who I spent a lot of time with, just kind of like talking to and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's really
cool.
neat.
Yeah,
I mean, cool. Like, I remember I did like an internship up in Erie when I was there for college. And like the anchors were like, I mean, they're like local celebrities.
Yeah,
like people see them
right.
and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But like to go out to the bars with them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, you're sitting at that table and people are like looking at your table like, whoa, who are those people?
Yeah.
Like, I know who they are, but who the fuck is that little guy?
Yeah.
hanging out with them.
That's how I felt. I would be in the, the Steelers cafeteria and there's like all these Steelers that are, that are so there. Cool. And, where I used to do my girls' makeup, we were right next to the locker room. So we would see all the guys come in from the tunnel. Ben would be practicing, hey, what's up? Stay warm out there. And I'm like, hey, thanks. Like, it was just like, is this like real life? Like, it was weird. Right. But, it was just very cool. And they do still call me. I'm in the loop with them still. So they'll call me for, awesome. More so for like training camp and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That'd be close for you.
Yeah. And I kind of handed off, that to another really like good makeup artist friend that I have. She was looking to do more TV stuff to get into the union to do movies. Yeah. So she ended up kind of taking over that whole thing. So it was very cool though. I do look back on that. Like I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. That's all. That's that's a very cool like experience, to have and to say like, hey, I did that.
Yep,
and
totally.
And
it let me see like a whole different area of it. So now that I'm in AE and it's a controlled space, there's no wind, there's no sleet storms.
Yeah. I mean, everything's different.
It's so different. Like I would just get her so perfect and then we'd go outside and then the gust of wind would come or would be pouring out. And I'm like, crap, like literally just like our walk over here, like with the wind, that's what would happen to my talent. And I'm like, I just had her so perfect. And you have like 1 second to go fix her. And then it's like live TV. And I was like obsessed. I would DVR everything and then come home and watch it to make sure that everything looked the way I wanted. And yeah, it was cool.
Well, that's because you're who you are. That's why.
Yeah,
because
right.
you're very awesome at what you do.
Thank you.
Like everything is very different, I guess, like the commercial side, the wedding side.
Yes.
And then even, I would almost split commercial into live and then recorded for sure.
Yes, for sure.
It just like, at a wedding, like you were saying, you really don't have time to sit down or eat or do much of anything. And you really are kind of like in lockdown mode. It's like, yo, you stop talking.
Game face.
Let's go. Like we have to be ready.
Yes.
And I was that type of like video guy or photographer, like, the other person, whoever it would be, if I was shooting photo, then the video guy would be, he'd be like, hey guys, like, I think maybe we should, kind of get a move on. And I'm just like, dude, shut up.
That's how
I'm like, yo, get over here. This is what needs to happen, because at the end of the day, when you're not happy with your stuff, you're going to be like, why aren't I happy with my shit? It's because I didn't speak up and say something like this. Get the fuck over here.
No, totally. I totally relate to that, because I first started doing weddings. I was so timid to because you're walking in like a hotel room and there's 10 girls you've never met.
Exactly.
And I'm like, who wants to get started? Now it's like, okay, if I don't get these people in this chair right now, I'm not going to make the time. And then it's going to look bad on me that I didn't. So I'm just like, let's go. Like, okay, timeline. Here's your timeline.
You first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that's the reason that you can't sit down at a wedding, but with what we were doing like on set and stuff like that,
way different.
I mean, way different. There's tons of downtime
so much downtime.
Everybody.
Even with NFL, we would have a hit at like 11:30. So I would get her camera ready for 11:30, and it's like, okay, next hit's at 7 p.m. So you're like, okay. So I would go to the south side and like go shopping or something, because there was like really, I could only sit in the media room for so long. And it's a way different thing. It's a lot more downtime. Yeah,
it's wild.
So it is crazy.
I mean, they definitely say, it's a hurry up and wait type of situation. When you're doing videos and photos and stuff like that, and it's like, everybody's making adjustments. We're working on cameras. We're working on lights. We're doing this, and making sure everything's perfect.
Right.
And then I know plenty of times where we have asked you to stretch. Like, hey, can you like kind of slow down with her a little bit? Work an extra 5 minutes with her so we can get these lights
it's just like music to my
situated
ears,
or something like that.
Yeah. I like to take more time anyway, so I always like that.
That's good. I mean, it was always fun, like to kind of like steer that ship from behind the scenes, and it was just kind of like, all right, this light just burned out. We have to take it down from the ceiling, change the light bulb, go find a light bulb, change it, all of that stuff. We don't want the model to get like irritated that we're taking so long. So Julie, we're going to need you to kind of like put an extra couple curls in her hair or something like that.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's just so much different. Unless you're in this industry, you just like don't understand how different everything can be.
Right.
And that's why it's like even hard to sum up what I do, because there's like so many different situations, and then my kit is changing every day. Like, I wish I could just have one kit, but it's just like every day it's different. So like, tomorrow might be like, I'm just working for, a corporate video, and it's just like one man. So like you always have your like girl stuff with you as backup, but some jobs I don't do, like for weddings, I don't touch the hair. I don't want any part of hair.
Right. Yeah.
So I do, no hair, and I just do all makeup. I do airbrushing. So that's a whole different kit. So it's just like ever changing, constant. And I wish I could just have like set things, but it's always going to be different, which is cool, but it is a lot of work. Yeah.
What do you have? Like, say, like, do you get a lot of guys who are just like, whoa, I don't need any makeup. What's going on here?
I mean, I have, especially when I did a lot with Discovery Channel. Patty Bell, who's like an amazing makeup artist in Pittsburgh, she would contract me out to do a lot of Discovery videos, and it was website videos. We did a documentary with them, which was really cool. I would just, a lot of the doctors were like, oh, like, I don't need this. I'm like, I promise you're in good hands. I'm not going to put a lot on you. And that's my thing with guys. Like, I don't make them look like they have makeup on. Like, no one wants that. So, just a little under eye, even out the skin, make the hair look good, that kind of stuff for whatever the video or for even photography. I do that with grooms too. Oh, yeah. That's a whole new service that I started doing. And I have a lot of brides, that take advantage of that. And, their groom wakes up with a pimple, like, I'm there.
Right, yeah.
Like, whatever.
I mean, it's important, too, because, like, you don't really realize, I mean, say your wedding is in the middle of July. Mm-hmm. Man, you're a glossy guy at that point.
Yeah,
I mean, like, and if you have, like, naturally oily skin or something like that, you're going to be shining.
Yeah.
I mean, when that sun is hitting you, you are, like, fluorescent at that point.
Right.
And, even in studio, I mean, a lot of guys, we all work with LED lights at this point. Mm-hmm. But when you break out those, like, hot tungsten bulbs,
yeah. I mean, Ross got a suntan. Remember that one time?
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, so that was we got an HMI, like HMI light out, and those things are powerful as hell. And there's a filter that goes in between where that light is and, like, the barn doors there to, like, shape that light. And none of us really realized that filter wasn't in there. And the kid literally got sunburnt while we were on stage, like, from a light.
Trying to find ointment for him. I mean, because I am the mom of the set. Everybody likes to remind me of that. Yep. So, I was like, like in the first day, like, oh gosh, he needs, like, ointment or something. He's like beet red.
Oh my God, I felt so bad for that kid. He had like a farmer's tan.
Yeah.
He literally did.
But it's like, I always remember, like, situations like that. Like, oh my gosh, you just never know what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, he's still with us, so.
Oh, yes, he is.
Thank God for that.
Thank God, yeah. We love him.
Yeah. It's really cool. I mean, like, just, going and reminiscing about all these things and talking about all this stuff that we've done together. I mean, it's very awesome. And that's why I was, like, really pumped to have you on the show.
Thank you, yeah.
And stuff.
Me too.
Even your hubby, Mike, I think I want to get him on the show.
Yeah,
we talked a little bit about that.
Yeah, he's down at the home show right now. So it's like a 10-day thing. He has his own thing going. So we both freelance and do our own thing. And it's exciting. Awesome. Yeah, we're at a good place.
Yeah, I think, I'm not gonna go into this too much because I want to talk to Mike about that when I have him on the show.
Yeah, totally. He should definitely come on for sure.
We both kind of wanted to take that leap into entrepreneurship kind of around the same time.
Yes. Yep.
And I remember talking to Mike and, we were kind of back and forth, like kind of almost like supporting each other, building each other up to like do it and keep doing it and keep going.
Right.
And
it's
now
scary.
it's all working out.
Yeah, it's scary. We got a family of 4, and you have a set, as you know, he also worked for, AE.
Right.
Great company. We had great benefits and this and that. But, you get to a certain age where it's just like, you know what, if I'm going to do this, there's no time like the present.
Right. Yeah.
And he's just a happy guy. I mean, he's building stuff all day and
it's
singing
so cool.
Disco and
singing disco.
Well, he's downstairs working.
Oh,
and
you
he's
can
doing
hear
his
him.
thing. Yeah. And it just makes me happy that he's so happy.
That's
it's
awesome.
really awesome.
It really is cool. I do want to say he is, like, both of you are 2 of the most talented people I know.
Thank you.
And the fact that you're married is just, it's hilarious. You 2 are like the Italian power couple.
Yeah, thank you.
Of Delmont.
Right, thank
you. But
yeah,
it's so awesome. Pittsburgh barrels.
Yep, Pittsburgh custom barrels.
Pittsburgh custom barrel.
And that's another thing too is like, me doing less weddings. I'm there to help him on the weekends too. Like I was just at the home show Friday and Saturday. I love it because it's just, to me, it's not even work because I'm just used to doing a wedding where I'm standing there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, this is so nice. I'm just saying hi to people and answering questions and, I love it. And I like that we can spend that time together because we don't really we really don't get that much free time together at home.
Yeah.
He's always building stuff. I'm working and
all hours of the day too. I mean,
yeah.
like you have to be, in Pittsburgh on set at 6 a.m., 5:30.
Sure, yeah. It's a lot. And then it's, it's not just that. It's answering emails and, how when you have your own business, it just doesn't stop.
Right, yeah.
So it's
you
nice.
get done working and then You have to work.
Yeah, I get home and do like send out a contract and do my emails and do some billing and whatever it that day entails. But yeah, helping him has been so much fun, and I'm so proud of him. So it's like, and everybody starts to be like, hey, I saw you guys at this show and I saw you guys at that show, and it makes me feel like we're like a team.
Yeah,
which we are. So
it's very awesome. I know we have a couple of Mike's pieces.
Yes.
We got a table, hat rack. We got
yes, you do.
Wow, we got a lot of stuff
Yeah,
actually.
you got
Now that I'm
little
thinking
wine,
about it,
the little wine thing that
the
holds
wine
the
holder,
glasses.
the beer opener,
Yes.
like the cap thing, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very talented guy.
I'm excited to have him on because I honestly didn't know how much stuff you could actually make from
Neither did I.
a wine barrel.
Yeah.
I look at it and I saw like his tables and stuff that
Yeah.
you would it looks like a wine barrel. So you just kind of like opens up, and then there's a lazy Susan in there, and you could kind of situate whatever you want in there, like whether it's a bar or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's what you could use a barrel for.
Yeah.
And then I see these other things that he's making,
like
and I'm like,
clocks and mirrors and
Right?
just everything.
I'm like, how the hell do you come up with this?
Yeah.
He's seriously, you guys
He
are
loves
like,
it.
you guys are fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he'll say, look at this, look what I just did. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like, and he puts
man.
different stains on everything. And we got a bunch of even the pet beds are kind of like really taking off. We love our little pet beds. And yeah, there's so many things, like you said.
Yeah, it's so cool. Well, I'm going to save a lot of that for his
Definitely.
podcast. But so beyond the weddings, the NFL Network, AE, stuff like that, you're doing lessons down at your shop, at your studio. We haven't even talked about your studio yet.
Yeah, so I love makeup lessons. I feel like eventually if I kind of retire into doing something different, because I'm always thinking of like the next thing, I would love to teach. I love doing any kind of lesson. So even if it's just a 60-year-old that just needs refreshed with their makeup, or if it's a makeup artist that really wants to learn new techniques, I love teaching and taking that time with them and just kind of helping them along the way. The lessons we do, you have to just check out my website, pittsburghmakeup.com, and there's a lot of different lessons that you could do. We have a 1 hour, we have a 2 hour, we have just eye things, all that kind of stuff. But we have a full line of makeup there that I sell. It's fun. I love that part of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's super awesome. I was lucky enough to help you out with one of your videos
Yes,
for the
my video.
the makeup lessons.
That was so much fun.
That was awesome. I really had a good time because that was like right after I left AE, and then
It was, yeah.
we brought Alexa in to
and
be like my
Lauren.
helper, and then Lauren came in to be
That
the
was
model.
so much fun.
And it was awesome. We
Yeah,
made
I
a
love
cool
that
little video
video.
for your website.
Yeah, it's right on there. It
Yeah.
never move.
It's awesome. I just actually, what I said, I was revamping my website.
Mm-hmm.
That I think is like the top video that I put up there is your video.
Oh, nice. I'll have to
So,
check that out.
yeah, I'm
I
pretty
get a lot
excited.
of people that really comment on that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really neat because the lessons are so like, you're so detailed and you're so like kind of gentle about it. Like, you have your consult where you sit down and you look through their makeup bag and you say like, hey, this is good. Keep this.
Yeah.
This.
I hate it.
Not so much.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of that.
Yeah.
And, I never really thought about like a female needing told how to do makeup.
Yeah,
Like that didn't,
for
that's
sure.
something like, you're as a guy, you're just kind of like,
Right.
you don't do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, my wife, like she really doesn't wear a whole lot of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So when she comes to you and like gets her makeup done and things, like if we're going out to like a special event or dinner and things
I
like
love
that,
doing that.
it's so awesome because like I still see my wife. I don't see
Totally.
somebody caked up in makeup. Like that's
I
your
hate
whole
that.
thing.
I
Is
hate that.
the less the better. And
The
that's what I
less
love
is
about
more.
you.
Less is more. And I'm like that with my brides too. I actually don't even want the brides that are very dramatic because I don't personally love that. So I want to just kind of do what I think is beautiful. And I don't love a lot of foundation and contouring. And I don't like when someone just wants to cover up their freckles and, and I do feel like working in American Eagle and a lot for Aerie, that aesthetic kind of comes through now.
Absolutely.
For me, because it is less is more there. But I've learned to appreciate that so much. And yeah, I'll never have a bride saying they want less. It's always like, can you give me a little bit more? Because I kind of go in baby steps with it.
Yeah.
I don't ever make someone look like they want to take some off. It's like, whoa, I love this. Let's just do a little bit more. And that's fine. But yeah, I love that, just showing, I mean, because I don't wear a ton of makeup. I mean, I just started wearing like foundation at like 40.
Yeah.
Like I never really even wore a lot of myself. I probably wore more in high school. Like when I look back at my high school pictures, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of eyeshadow.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I feel like back.
It's just more modern now. Just to be yourself.
To be yourself. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It, you know, and that is something that I've taken along with me from AE and Aerie, was just like, you know, I go out on these shoots and I have people, you know, saying like, hey, can you thin me out? Can you make me look like I dropped 30 pounds? And I'm just like, I tell them flat out, I'm just like, no, I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah, never.
Like, I think that you look great the way you are.
Totally.
Why would I want to change that? And, you know, everyone's always like, oh, look at him. He's just like, but I'm not like, you know, I'm not like sitting here hitting on you. I'm telling you, like, I think that everybody is, you know, special in their own way. And like, you know, why the hell would you want to change that?
Totally. And that's the thing, is like everybody that sits in my chair, that they'll say, oh, you know, I hate this about me. And I'm like, no. Like, as soon as you sat down, I looked at your eyes. Your eyes are so beautiful. Like, I never like think, oh, how am I going to like cover that up? I look at them and I see their eyes. I see their, you know, their freckles, or, you know, those kind of things. And, you know, we all do it. We all find little things that we don't like about ourselves. You know, but it's not that you're less confident, but I always feel that if you want to wear a little bit of makeup, that doesn't make you less confident. It just puts your best face forward.
Right,
so it's nothing like, oh, you know, a makeup lesson. I don't need that. Like, everybody needs to, even if you just take 5 minutes and learn how to do the proper skincare, even, you know, and just who doesn't want to look a little better? I mean.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, like, your lesson isn't about
changing somebody,
like the whole look of a person. What do you call it? Like the 5-minute day look, or 10-minute day look or something?
Like, I'll always just ask them, what is your lifestyle like? How much time do you have for this? Because everybody's different. Some people will say 5 minutes. Some people say, I got like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, I have a lot to work with, and that's awesome. And some people that, you know, maybe work in the medical field, they don't obviously need a lot of makeup, but maybe want to know how to do their makeup for the evening if they're going out or something with friends. So every situation's a little bit different. So I just never want to change the way someone looks. And I love when someone's like, oh, I thought I was a little bit nervous about this, but I like when they email me and go, I'm practicing and it looks so good. And my husband loves it. And I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you were pretty instrumental in my wife wearing more makeup now. Like, she would. Yeah, I mean,
it's whatever you feel confident in. So if you know, that's what I said. Like, I personally, I wouldn't go to Walmart with no makeup. I just like need a little bit of under eye. I'm Italian. You got those dark circles. You know, it doesn't make me like I'm ashamed. It's just like, you know, you want to feel confident. You want to think you look pretty, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
I mean, it's, you know, she doesn't do much. And
she doesn't need a lot. She's a perfect example.
I tell her all the time, like, if you don't want to wear makeup, don't fucking wear it. Like, that doesn't bother me at all.
Right,
but she has her own little routine now. She puts a little bit of like foundation on, and then she does her lipstick, and
she's beautiful.
You know, some eye
she
stuff.
Doesn't need a lot.
She is. She's gorgeous. But it's just like, it's awesome, you know, to see her, you know, learned from you and really just kind of like got that, what do you want to call it? That she's in her, that's her thing, you know, that's what she does. Her routine, I guess, in the morning.
And I have my same routine. Like, I went to Portland with Jay, as you know, Jay. And she's like, oh my gosh, you get up so early to do all this. And I'm like, it's just like an extra half hour. But like, to get up, to have my coffee, to do like my skincare. And I grew up seeing my mom do that. Right. And that's my time. Like, I hate more than anything rushing. So if I get up and I'm stressed out and I'm running out the door, I'm not good for the whole day. It just sets me into a whole different place.
Oh, yeah.
So if I have to be at American Eagle at 9 a.m., I get up at 6. I get up 3 hours earlier because my commute's, I give myself an hour and a half to get there.
Yeah.
And I give myself an hour and a half to just like look at my emails, get ready. And, I'm not going to be the girl running out the door with nothing on ever. I just plan ahead. And people will always say, well, I don't have time for that. Well, you do. I have 2 kids. You got time.
Right, yeah. It's easier.
I just go to bed at 8 p.m. like me. That's all.
Right.
I go to bed early.
It's so much easier to like just be prepared.
Just be prepared. I don't think I've been late maybe once at AE, and it's because it was a snowstorm. Like, I'm never late.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was we always ran into situations, getting to those shoots and stuff like nice and early and stuff.
Yeah.
Would always have our stories getting there.
Yes, texting. Like, oh my God, the snowstorm is crazy.
Oh my God, I just hit a tractor trailer tire in my car. Can you look at my car?
Oh my God, I remember
I was like,
that.
what the hell?
That was like $1,300 damage too. That was crazy. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oddly enough, that happened to you, and I watched it happen to somebody like 3 days later. Driving home on the turnpike. They were like 2 cars ahead of me.
I believe it.
I saw the tire go off the side. It hit the barrier, came back, and the guy ran it over. And I was like, what the hell's happening? Like, the tractor trailers are attacking us. This has happened twice in the last like 2 weeks.
And with like my little Kia, like it's like low profile.
Oh my
too,
God.
So it's like lower to the ground. So it felt like I was hitting like the actual truck when I ran over it. And I was like, what did I just hit?
You were like ramping the fucking General Lee off of that thing. It was just
and it's pitch black because we were on the way to Ross Park Mall at ungodly hours. So it was so dark. And I'm like, I didn't even know what I hit. And I just kept going. I was like, I'm not getting out. I'm not looking until I get into the parking lot. And Jordan looks at my car.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's next for you? You're doing all of these crazy things. You're doing everything.
You know what? I think that the only thing that, the Ambush Pittsburgh thing is really been on my mind lately.
Yeah.
I'm really, I love to give back. I love to do stuff unexpected that people don't, really know it's coming. So you've helped us with this before.
Yeah.
Ambush Pittsburgh. Check it out. It's ambushpittsburgh.com. We get nominees written to us either via Facebook or via our website. And it's, they might say, gosh, this woman needs a break. She has 4 kids, every situation that we read is different. And we try to pick somebody that just needs not a makeover. It's not really about like, you need a makeover, but here's the before and here's the after. It's really about giving them a day of beauty and a day of just to relax.
Yeah.
And did you do 1 or 2 with us before?
I did 1 with you guys.
And Katie.
And
Katie's mom.
Katie.
Yeah. And so we always make it a surprise, and then we ambush. Hence the name, ambush them, and they don't know what the heck's going on. And, at the beginning, they're a little like, what is happening? And by the end, I think we are like crying.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just such a cool, and I'm a sucker for all those makeover shows.
Yeah.
That's why I did it. I love the show, What Not to Wear. And I was like, I need to find that in Pittsburgh. And then I'm like, no, I need to be that in Pittsburgh.
Great,
Heck
yeah.
with that. Like, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I, about 10 years ago, created it. And Brooke, my one of my best friends, Brooke, does every step of the way with me. She does the hair. So we take the person. We kind of nixed the whole shopping thing because it was a little bit taking not too much time, but we didn't have the finances to do that specifically. So we at least give back our services. Our own services. So we'll do their makeup, their hair, fix their nails, get them looking really good. Do a little photo shoot. Like that's what you participated in and documented the day. Mm-hmm. So much fun though. We love it. And it's like,
it was really awesome. Like I didn't know what to expect. Like you told me about it before we went and did it. And then like once we were there, I was just like, I was part of that whole like,
it's weird.
I'm spending the day with like a bunch of ladies and it's very emotional.
I know.
Because like, the recipient doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then, you've got the person that nominated them there.
Right.
And, all these feels are going on
cool.
And it's just like,
it's so cool. Like we've made over, when we sometimes, so if the person nominating wants to donate like $100 or $200 to do the clothes, then we will take them shopping and we'll do a whole clothing thing and all that. So we did one time. It was a woman from a women's shelter in Pittsburgh. We had she was entering the job force again, so we took her, did a full makeover on her, like got her hair and makeup looking really pretty, and then took her and bought some like business suits for her
That's
interview.
fantastic.
We've had so many cool situations where, I look back and I think at this point have done 14 of them.
Whoa.
So I'll look back on the website and just scroll down.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this just seems so long ago. I mean, it's been 10 years. Initially we were like, we're going to do one of these a month. And then it's like, I didn't realize how much went into it.
Yeah.
Like, you got to find a photographer. You got to make sure you're both off that day. You got to make sure the person nominating them can keep it a secret and get that person that's to the place to meet us. There's like so many things involved.
There's a lot.
So now if we could do like even 2 a year, I'm like happy with that, and it's been a little hot minute since we've done it. So I'm really anxious to get back to it. I think I watched something where I was like crying and I was like, oh my gosh, ambush, we got to get on this right now. And I like texted Brooke and I'm like, we got to do something special for somebody. And she's like, yeah, I'm on board. So it's very cool.
I mean, it's pretty wild. The one that I did, we knew the girl who did the nominating.
Yes.
We worked with her. She was a talent model that we worked with at American Eagle who moved to Los Angeles.
Right. She flew home specifically for that, which is really cool.
And it was really neat. And she surprised her mom and they had some stuff going on in their family.
Right.
And it just, it was so nice to see her, just be like, what's happening? Like, I thought we were just going out to lunch.
I get like super nervous.
My eyes are watering right now because I'm talking about it because
Yeah.
I just remember how happy she was. And I was so happy
She was
that
crying. You took
I was fucking involved in something
know.
that awesome.
Yeah. You
Like,
took a really sweet picture of her like crying, hugging Katie. And it's just so cool. Like I get nervous like approaching this person typically because Brooke's like, you do it. You're so good at it. And I'm like, because it is like nerve wracking because you're like walking up to a stranger and they're like, who the heck is this girl coming
Why are you
up
talking
and talking
to
to me while I'm in line at Panera?
Right. Yeah.
But
It's crazy.
It's just like I want to say everything in like one sentence, like real fast, so they have the gist of what's happening, but they're just like taken off guard,
Yeah. I mean, it was so cool. Like I went to a Penguins game after that.
Oh, that's right.
And I was talking to my buddy who gave me the ticket. And he was like, what were you doing in Pittsburgh today? And I told him.
Yeah.
And, he's a big dude. Like, he's just a big old dude.
Yeah.
And he's just like, man, that's fucking sweet. Like, he was just like,
that's so
he's,
I love
he
it.
just, we've been friends for a long time. And he was just like, man, that's so awesome. Like, I love that there's shit like that going on here.
Yeah. And my husband wants to do something like that with his friend that does pallet walls. They want to do something making over like someone's wall or, giving them a piece of furniture they really love and doing some kind of makeover in their house. So
dude,
I'm going to get him started
cool.
because he sees how passionate I am about it. And I just love giving back. I try to do it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And that's why it's nice having Sundays and Mondays off because those are like my 2 set days now that I don't book anything. And I'm like, this is great that I can like plan fun things like that.
Yeah, it's so cool. Well, I'm looking forward to the next one
April 20th.
that we're going to do together.
Yeah, totally.
So.
Yeah, if you're available April 20th, I would love to have you.
I'm on it.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you? All of it, Instagram,
good.
Facebook, all of it.
Oh yeah, sounds good. So my Instagram is PGH Makeup. That's my freelance one. I do have Pittsburgh Makeup Studio as well, but PGH Makeup is where you can find me. Website www.pittsburghmakeup.com. Facebook, just search Pittsburgh Makeup by Julie. It'll pop up somewhere. What else is there?
Do you like get into Pinterest or anything like that?
Nah,
Do you
I have a Pinterest. I keep it universal PGH Makeup everywhere across the board.
Pretty much
Twitter,
everywhere.
Yeah, Twitter, Pinterest.
Yeah.
Does anyone tweet anymore?
Lots of angry people.
Yeah, exactly.
Angry politics.
Yeah.
But if you just get on, search Pittsburgh Makeup anywhere, you'll find Julie.
Yeah, I'm there.
do it up. Hit up Julie.
Yeah,
follow
that'd be
her.
great.
And check out Pittsburgh. Ambush Pittsburgh.
Yeah, ambushpittsburgh.com too. Just to give yourself something fun to read and see all these little transformations. I think that you would really enjoy it for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a feel-good thing. So check that out if you want to get the feels on.
Yes, sounds good. Yeah, good vibes only.
All right. Julie, thanks so much for being in. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I loved it. Thank you so much, Jordan.